Eva and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video we're going to be talking all about migraines. But before we get into the video, make sure to give this video a nice thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss another one of my videos. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, so I had a subscriber, Raj, reach out to me, shout out to Raj, to make a video on different medical conditions and diet plans. So I thought I'd start this series out with migraines because everybody knows that I have migraines all the time. It's like a genetic thing, I guess. My mom gets them, my grandma gets them, my aunts. It's just, it's terrible. But I'm going to be talking about migraines here today from a nutritional and dietetic standpoint. So I'm going to start out with this video because it's near and dear to my heart and I can really relate to it. And then if you guys like this type of video, then I can definitely go on and talk about more meal plans and more medical conditions, IBD, cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, and different foods that you should kind of stay away from and foods that you should eat and different things like that, and of course why. So without further ado, let me get into this. So all a migraine is, if you don't know, is just a neurological condition. So there's not just kind of like one answer to that because everybody has different symptoms. So you can have pulsating headaches, you can have sensitivity to light, you can feel really sick and want to throw up. The list goes on. They suck. Now, a migraine is different than a typical headache because it's usually more severe, and like I said, pulsating. I know with me, I need an eye mask, I need complete silence, and my blinds behind me to just black out anything or else I cannot get through it. It's not just a headache like, oh, my head hurts a little bit, I'm just going to take some Tylenol. Like, no, there are times where I have to literally put the excedrin bottle away because it's not working and it's not good to keep taking it like that. So it stinks. Sometimes it can last for a few hours, sometimes it can last for a few days. Believe me, I've been there from personal experience. Ugh, they stink. So treating a migraine isn't anything crazy. Like I said, you're either going to want to, be in a dark room, just try not to have too much light, too much noise. Maybe you want a cold compress or some heat, and take some medication, so an excedrin, a Tylenol, something like that. There's really not much else you can really do aside from just getting through it. So that's why today I'm going to tell you different things as far as diet and nutrition go to kind of combat the triggers. So am I telling you, if you eat all of this and if you stay away from this, you are never going to get a migraine again? No, I mean, I still get them, but what I'm just going to tell you is foods to kind of stay away from because they may be a trigger. So you will notice your migraines go down a little bit. You won't get them as often. I know I was actually getting concerned at one point because I was getting them consistently every week and I would just be like out for hours a day and I'm just like, this is not normal. But if I do these changes like I have been, then I've definitely noticed a significant difference and a definite decline in the amount of migraines that I get and their severity. Now, as far as prevention goes, all you're going to want to do is minimize the amount of low vasoactive amine foods that you eat. You're going to want to increase your fiber intake and make sure that you're consuming a ton of liquids. Now, this has proven, even in myself, to reduce the amount of migraines that you get and their severity. So now all I'm going to do is kind of go into different foods that you maybe should try to stay away from because they are known to be food kind of triggers for migraines, and then I'm just going to get into a really simple meal plan, if you would, of foods that you should consume if you suffer from migraines, or if you know somebody that does, or if you're just curious about it, or whatever the case may be. And before I forget, some migraines have been linked to a salicylate sensitivity, so definitely get that checked out because you might just be consuming things that have that in there, and that's a trigger. You might not even know that you're intolerant to salicylate, so that's definitely something to check up on. And if you guys want me to, I can totally make a separate video on that. So YouTube is universal, so if some of the foods that I'm naming you guys are like, huh, it's because there's so many different kinds of people watching and I just want to make sure that I'm including any and all kinds of food triggers no matter where you guys live and what kind of foods that you eat. So the first thing is going to be game. Now this is going to be any kind of hung meat, so pigeon or pheasant or things like that. I know some of you out there might be like, who the heck is eating pheasant? But there are people that do. So that's one of the things that's a trigger. The next one is shellfish. Now, this is hard for me because I love shellfish. Sucks. But I'm not saying if you go and eat a shrimp, oh no, migraine, you're gonna go get a migraine. But just be mindful of how much of these different foods are in your diet, and if you're noticing that maybe you're getting migraines more and more often, then just take a look at that, because I'm telling you, the way I am and the way I've learned with school and everything, I mean, diet is huge. It affects so many different things in your life. So the first thing that I like to look at when I'm not feeling well, if I'm feeling tired, if I'm feeling fatigued, if I'm getting headaches, whatever it might be, I definitely make sure to look at my diet first, because that's the one thing that you're physically putting into your body every single day. The next one is smoked fish, so something like herring can be a trigger. Pickled fish is another one. Cheese is another one, even low-fat cheese, cottage cheese, any kind of cheese can be a trigger. Yogurt can be a trigger too, and all different flavor types, and vanilla or plain, whatever it might be, that can be a trigger. Peas, broad beans, avocado, pears, those are all triggers. Bananas, raspberries, plums, all those kinds of things are triggers too. Even raspberries, meh, I love raspberries. Citrus fruits too, this is a big one for me because lemon is huge in my life. I put lemon on everything. I put it in my water. I put it on my face. It's hard. So citrus fruits, so that's going to be, you know, things like lemon, lime, grapefruits, things like that. Certain yeasts are another one. Certain squashes are another one. And cola is a big one too. So whether that's cola, whether that's Pepsi, whether it's Coke Zero, whether that's no added sugar, all those kinds of things are a trigger too. Chocolate is a big trigger too, so that's whether it's plain, whether it's milk, whether it's cocoa, whether it's whatever, that's a big one. And I know my mom and sister love their chocolate, and when they're not feeling good and they're having one of their migraines, I don't think that's helping. And salt, I always say to use salt sparingly and kind of add it at the end for whoever wants it or wants more or whatever. If you guys see in all of my recipes, pretty much, I basically either omit it or add it in at the end. Because not everybody likes too much salt, or some people can't have it. So if you mix everything in and it kind of gets cooked and then you add some more and it can get out of hand. So that's another trigger. And finally, the worst one for me is tea. Now you guys have seen how much I love tea. I showed you my whole collection. I can link it up here if you guys want to see, but this is a trigger. So strong tea, strong coffee, green tea, iced tea, that is a trigger. And a lot of times when I would have a migraine, I would immediately go grab my high caffeinated tea, load it up with some honey to just try and feel better, and it like wouldn't work. And I'm like, I don't understand, like, tea, I don't know, my grandma would always give me tea, like it would make me feel better, and then I realized when I learned about these different things that all that caffeine is not good. Okay, with that being said, you do want to make sure that you are still sticking to a nice and healthy diet. Now, just because I'm telling you, these different foods can be a trigger, does that mean you have to completely remove it from your diet? No, just consume, just like I always say, everything in moderation. If you're noticing that you're having, migraines 24/7 and you have 10 cups of coffee a day, maybe you want to just kind of like tune that back a little bit and just see. Listen to your body, change things around, have less of this, add more of this, and see how your body responds. That's the only way you're going to know. Not one body or one person is the same. So that's why I can't give everybody just like, here you go, this is a one-step thing that I give everybody of what to eat, what to do, how to exercise. Everybody's different. The only thing that is universal is that everybody should be sticking to a healthy diet. You should try to stay away from as many processed foods and junk foods as possible. You should consume high fiber, maybe not everybody, but for migraines, you want to consume a high fiber diet. You want to consume ton of water. You want to make sure you're getting your fruits and your veggies in, and you're consuming whole foods first before supplementing. So now I'm just going to kind of go over a simple meal plan or diet plan, if you will, for somebody that suffers from migraines. That these foods are going to include a low amount of that vasoactive amines that I told you about. So there's not a ton of those foods, but you just have to make sure you just have some variety in your life. You make sure you drink lots of water too. Now this is just going to be a simple overview, somebody who is just has a sedentary job, just like the average person, average height, average weight, somebody that just wants to maintain their weight goals. This isn't like a deficit or a surplus of calories or anything like that. This is just like a normal overview, just so you guys kind of get the ideas of what types of foods that you should incorporate into your diet if you do suffer from migraines. So for breakfast, you're going to want to have a high fiber cereal, so something like bran flakes or porridge or something like that. Then you're going to want to add maybe some skim milk or low fat milk with a little bit of sweetness, so maybe some sugar or maybe some honey, and then like a fruit juice, something to get some fruit incorporated in the morning. Now for mid-morning, you want to have maybe a couple oat cakes and pair that with another fruit, maybe a pear, maybe an apple, something like that, and definitely make sure you're drinking a water bottle. Then for lunch, let's have a nice sandwich with some whole wheat bread, maybe a slice of some ham, turkey, or chicken, or even maybe tuna or salmon or something like that. You're going to want something definitely with some protein here, and like maybe you can add like a low-fat yogurt on top. Then on the side, you can have a mixed salad with maybe some sunflower seeds, some chia seeds, or maybe some hemp seeds, and drink some more water. Then mid-afternoon, maybe you want to grab a handful of some mixed nuts or some almonds with another apple or some sort of fruit and some more water. And for dinner, maybe you want to do a chicken breast, or I've been doing flounder lately, or maybe a lean red meat with some basmati rice or some pasta or a potato or some sort of starch like that. And you want to add a ton of veggies here, and of course your water. And if you don't want to add, hot veggies or something on the side, you can always add another salad here. But that's all I have for today's video, you guys. I hope you liked it and I hope you learned something new. Definitely let me know in the comment section below if you like this style of video or any other medical conditions that you guys want me to go through. But if you did like this video, make sure to give it a nice thumbs up. It really helps me a lot. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss another one of my videos. And as always, if you want to get my exclusive nutrition tips, healthy food recommendations, and delicious recipes, then make sure to just head over to my description box, click the link, and join the fam. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!